That's actually might be a bit quicker than AirDrop, because if I wanted to, like, screen could be off, take my phone, tap it, boom, it's right there.
My whole Apple ecosystem world is collapsing.
Thanks to Lenovo and Intel for sponsoring today's video. All MacBook users have a certain level of expectations and features they rely on, and Lenovo is trying to crack into that. And they're doing this with their new Lenovo Yoga Slim 7i Aura Edition, imagined with Intel. Now that's a mouthful, but Lenovo is actually trying to create this really premium experience with their new Aura Edition line that kind of matches the expectations you get when you purchase a MacBook. So like build quality, performance, just the overall premium package. That's what this is supposed to deliver on. So we're gonna see if it actually does all that, and if it's something that a potential MacBook customer or someone who already has a Mac might want to jump ship for. We're just finding out. Right off the bat, when it comes to a MacBook, you know you're going to get a solidly built machine. Now with the Yoga Slim 7i, this isn't quite right there with the MacBooks. It's definitely a clean looking device. It uses magnesium alloy, but you know, it's got a little bit more flex in the overall body. This one has more rounded edges, you know, little different things going on. I don't mind this little hump over here because it makes it easier to open the laptop. Oh. All right, this one can't quite pull off that one finger opening, but for the most part, it does just make it easier to open it. You just gotta hold it down a little bit.
I mean, I don't see the crazy.
That's true. So definitely some points there. Now this is also a really lightweight design, right? So this one would most likely be compared to a MacBook Air. Now in terms of ports, we know that MacBooks are not necessarily known for ports. And on this guy, we've got two Thunderbolt 4 ports, a 3.5mm headphone jack, HDMI, as well as a USB-A port, which is nice to still have. And you also have this little switch on the side, which can turn off your camera. So when it comes to port selection, it's right up there with the MacBook Air, especially considering there are two Thunderbolt 4s and a couple of other bonuses. And since we touched on the cameras, this does have a 1080p camera built right into it. Looks good enough to be on video chats and everything. One thing that this does have going for it is that with these Aura Edition devices, there are these different modes that you can activate. And there is one particular mode, which is all about collaboration. So if you're on a video conference call, it's supposed to tweak the settings so that you look your best during these calls. Not something you find on Mac, so it is a nice bonus here, but we'll go over those modes a little bit later. Now, MacBooks do have great looking displays, but this Slim 7i is using an LCD display, so it has those touch features enabled. And I'll throw up on the screen the specs of this display, but some nice call outs is the fact that this thing is 120 Hertz. It supports 100% sRGB and 100% P3 color gamut. So you get access to a very accurate display if you want to do any creative work involving colors. So both great looking displays, but now speakers, right? MacBooks have really great speakers. You can expect great audio quality from them. This uses a 4-speaker system, but it's actually surprised me. It sounds really, really good. When you get to the higher volumes, I think if you go past like 50%, you start to lose a bit of the bass, but you get a fuller sound when you're in that 40 to 50% range. Not quite MacBook level yet, but this is really close. Now, I think it's pretty safe to say that like for the newer MacBooks, you expect higher battery life. With the Yoga Slim 7i, this has Intel's new Core Ultra 7 processor, and this also has really good battery life. And in my time of using this, battery life has lasted me all day. And honestly, I'm just stoked that battery life is getting so much better on laptops, because the days of using it for like 2-3 hours and then having to find an outlet are pretty much over.
Yeah. 2-3 hours. You were an hour long to me.
I was being generous, huh? And what's amazing about this Aura Edition is the Lenovo worked really closely with Intel to not just say we're collaborating and, you know, slap a badge on there. They actually work side by side with the engineers to make sure every aspect of the Lunar Lake processor that's in here is tuned to give you the best performance and battery life you can get out of like a Windows laptop with that kind of chip. So chances are you're gonna find better performance and battery life here than other laptops with similar chips that haven't worked with Intel quite as closely to make it all happen. You know, we don't go crazy with the benchmarks and everything here, but we've been putting this thing to the test in, our studio, which we use professionally, and guys, legit. Just need to figure out a way to get Final Cut on here, Jay.
It's illegal.
And last thing I'll talk about with the whole performance side of things, there are a lot of new features and different things that you can do with laptops. I know you guys hate to hear it, with AI. But there are some genuine features that AI brings to the table. I know we're all tired of hearing it, but this does all of the AI things that you expect. So we've got the co-pilot button built right into it. So if you wanted to, hey, blow me up. So you get all those AI experiences with co-pilot built in here as well. Now, let's jump into like the real nitty gritty of it, right? The software. So we all know MacBooks have the ecosystem, right? They've got AirDrop where you can send a file from your phone to your computer very easily, messages that sync across the different devices. But now we're starting to get access to some features like that on devices that aren't MacBooks. So with the Slim 7i, right, there's this smart share feature where if I wanted to, share a photo that I took on my phone right with my computer, all I gotta do is tap this. Yeah, I thought it was gonna pop up for a second, but it popped right up. You just tap the side and I have access to my entire gallery right here. So
what did you do?
Literally all you have to do, I'll close that, is tap. And you have instant.
That's instant. Wait, that's photos from your iPhone?
That's right here. Look,
Oh.
there goes Adrian crying with his big old head. And you can scroll right through all of it.
And you can copy and you can just.
Let me show you.
My whole Apple ecosystem. Word is collapsing.
So it uses the Intel app Unison, where you can just drag, let's just say, this crying picture of Adrian right over here, and then it's on your computer. That's actually might be a bit quicker than AirDrop, or at least easier to access than AirDrop. Because if I wanted to, like, screen could be off, take my phone, tap it, boom. It's right there. And trust me, this doesn't work with just anything. You can't just like tap a mouse and do that. There's no NFC or anything, so if I wanted to slightly bring it close, nothing. It's literally a tap.
So instant.
It's crazy. And by the way, that doesn't just work with iOS, it also works with Androids. So it makes it super easy to share photos for now. I think other files are gonna be coming, so we're gonna get like regular files and videos soon. But for right now, it's just photos. And with the Intel Unison app, like you get notifications from your phone, you can get messages from your phone, you can like respond, kind of like iMessage. Now for me, part of it, the messages part didn't really work that well though.
Oh, okay.
Because my messages that I was getting my messages, the messages I tried to send were getting stuck. They didn't actually. All right, y'all, so Future Judd here. We weren't able to get the messages to work. Well, I wasn't able to get the messages to work before, but I did get it to work now. As you can see, I got a conversation with Jay over here, exact same conversation here. If you happen to be trying out this feature and it's not working, just try disconnecting and reconnecting. I think that's all I did, and boom, messages are going through, and it's crazy because these are sending over like iMessages, so blue bubbles and everything. It's not like an SMS. So this and the whole AirDrop thing, man, crazy. And while we're on the topic of like software, there's other cool things that you can do too. There's like these smart modes now. So if you wanted to have a better collaboration moment, maybe you're on Zoom call or something, you can turn that on. Like I said, it gives you that better quality for your video conference. You also get other cool things like attention mode. When you have that on, you can like make it so that you're completely focused on whatever you're working on. There's also a wellness mode where it'll give you reminders to give your eyes a break. And there's also this other cool mode called the shield mode. When this is on, it uses AI to detect if someone is behind you looking at your screen, and it can give you either a notification or it can blur the screen so any nosy folks aren't seeing your business. Haven't quite gotten that part to work just yet, but it's one of those features where you get that going, and that's a game changer, especially if you're like on a plane. All right, enough, Gene, get out of here, man. And I'd say the last thing that you kind of expect when you purchase a MacBook or you're a MacBook customer is a certain level of support. Like you could run into an Apple store, give Apple a call, troubleshoot some issue you're having with your computer, and that can be tough. Depending on the kind of Windows laptop you buy, who you're buying it from, the experience is usually not as seamless as we see with Apple stores or just Apple in general. But these Aura Edition laptops also come with another level of support. If you have like troubleshooting issues, you've got a completely different team working with you to fix whatever issues you got going on. You can even hit them up with a video call, like from your phone. You can kind of troubleshoot like we do with each other, like I do with my dad. But overall, is this on the MacBook level? I think there are some give and takes between the two devices. So this does check quite a few boxes that Macs have going for them, but I think we're gonna need to feel like slightly more premium materials with the body for that first and like honestly lasting impression when you get your hands on it. But I will say I do like that Lenovo is creating, you know, this premium high performance line with great battery life. So it's easier for customers to know what options they should be looking at if they aren't trying to buy a Mac. Well, let me know what you guys think. Do you think it does enough to really warrant that? Do you think that this is something that can overtake the MacBook Air? Let me know with a comment down below. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. I mean, I just love the fact that they're called Aura Edition. It's the me edition, the Judner edition.